Welcome to the first ever two-man podcast. I'm
Hell
your,
yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Two man, baby.
that's right. I'm Tyler Garnett. What you heard is the excited Carl Maglioli, my other co-host. How you doing, Carl?
I'm doing great, Tyler. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Good. I'm glad to be here as well. We've been talking about this for a while, talking about starting this for probably a few years now. We're excited to share our expert, not expert views on sports, Marvel, and some laughs along the way, hopefully.
Yeah, Tyler, definitely. We got a lot of good things coming during this podcast, I think, that everybody will enjoy. From drunken stories from me and Tyler to just shooting the shit. So I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think best place to start is with getting to know a little bit about each other. So we prepared some questions for each other just to really get to know each other. So, Carl, you want to kick it off?
Dude, yeah, I'll kick it off. I'll ask you the first question. All right, so Tyler, tell me about yourself. Where are you from? And all that good stuff.
I feel like I'm on an interview. Yeah, of course. Born Long Island, New York, about a couple blocks away from you, about a
Oh
five-minute
yeah,
walk. Me and
yeah.
Carl have been lifelong buds since elementary school, performing good old wrestling WWE moves on each other. Like the good old times. Yeah, some RKO's, some Swanton bombs. Definitely, we also gotten mistaken for brothers a lot. Me and Carl, we look
Dude, all
very
the
alike.
time.
Yeah,
All the time. We get that all the time.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I would get it all the time. Oh, where's your brother in school? I said, I don't have a brother, only a sister. But
Only a
yeah,
sister.
yeah. But yeah, grew up Long Island, New York. Just recently moved to Connecticut, which shout out Long Island friends. I'm sure they'll all be happy to hear that.
Dude, shout out like who do you guys hang out with? That girl Bortney and uh Kaimi? Oh no,
Yeah,
my bad. Courtney and Jamie.
yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
exactly. But
Uh,
yeah,
and your beautiful girlfriend Taylor, of course. Of course.
yes, yes. Me and my beautiful girlfriend Taylor, we've been dating for almost 8 years now. Met in high
Holy
school. Yeah, I know. Met in high school and moved into Connecticut last summer. So enjoying the ride so far. What about you?
Me, as you know, I'm born and raised here in Hauppauge, New York. I moved to Connecticut for school, New Haven, where I went to school with some of our good friends like Dan Katowski, Jimmy Durante, Jack Finn, Mike Cottrell, who's over there in the next room. And then, obviously Casey Ruff, and we got you, Tyler, we're me and you started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Always,
And
always.
lived in Connecticut for about a year. Now back on Long Island. I love it here, hanging out with the boys, baseball guys. We got Langus, Steve, uh, Talk, John, Billy Huber, B Hubs.
B Hub's new addition. Definitely a
Oh,
great
big new
deadline
addition.
snag.
Dude, known this guy like all my life, or known of him like all my life, and just started hanging out with him like the past like 6 or 7 months.
Mhm.
What a ball this guy is. What a
Unbelievable.
great dude. But yeah, anyway, um, yeah, back in New York, I'm actually in my grandparents' house, moved out of my parents' house, so I got my own crib now, which is very, very nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much me right now, man. Just living the dream, working at Lessings, hopefully move up the ropes someday, but on to bigger and better things, man. On to bigger and better.
Perfect. And yeah, like Carl alluded to, we went to University of New Haven together. I went to LIU Post on Long Island for a year. Did not have a lot of fun there. No disrespect to anyone there at the
Yeah, I had to
university.
reel you in, dude. I had to reel you in.
Yes, exactly. I loved everyone there, but it just wasn't for me. Carl was a great recruiter who told me all about the University of New Haven, and next thing you know, that next semester I'm there. So
Dude, it's funny because I was a tour guide, and it wasn't even like I was bringing you on tour. I was just like, all right, Tyler, come visit, and just got you. I let you have a good time,
yeah,
and that's all you need. All you need is
yeah,
have a good time.
you're what tour guides should be. I know you got to go with your parents, and you got to be like, oh, how's the education? What good jobs can they bring after? You were the better tour guide. You brought me to your house up there. Shout out on Allen.
Shout out Nine
Um,
Allen, baby.
yeah, and you took me out for a weekend. You showed me a football game, showed me some homecoming, and that's the tour guide his lifestyle I needed.
Let's
And
let's pause for that, because I think that maybe like colleges should do this more. I know like there was options for that if you were like a varsity athlete, but guys like us who didn't get to experience that varsity atmosphere, they should allow like like a night over and hang out with like literally your recruiters or um fraternity fraternity bosses or like brothers would go crazy if they let you stay over with a fraternity brother
Yeah, yeah.
or like club presidents or that would be cool. They should do that because I feel like they would intrigue more people on going.
Yeah, I think you definitely might be onto something there. Might have saved some people from going to the wrong school, wrong choice if they want to party more or party less.
Maybe a college needs to reach out to us and maybe we'll help them out.
Could definitely be, could definitely be. But yeah, definitely important to remember those names Carl brought up and where we went to school because there will be plenty of stories of those down the line.
Definitely. We're definitely gonna go off the rails a lot. We definitely have a scripted thing going on here. Tyler's got a lot more. But we're definitely gonna go off the rails. It's just how the two man goes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's how the two man operates. And you'll definitely hear plenty of two man stories down the road. Me and Cole worked a little bit together at the catering hall. We created the two man. No job was a one man, always needed the two man. Got to carry a table, got to carry a light stack of books or literally anything. It's always
Case
a
of
two man
Stenos.
job.
Case of
You
Stenos.
gotta go tell somebody the sternos in the elevator. Fun story for another time. But the two man is the lifestyle that we created, and that's kind of where the podcast name is off of.
Two man too good, baby. Two man too good.
Two men, too good, exactly. So let me ask you the next question here. Get a little know more about us. How would you shoot off your favorite sports teams?
Yeah, definitely some stuff we're gonna talk about on this podcast. Like we said, my favorite sport teams. If you don't know already, if you're not one of my friends, a huge Mets fan. Um, I think I've made my personality literally the Mets over the past like 4 years. I was always a big Met fan, but for some reason, just whenever I'm bored or I get hype. Instead of saying "Let's go," I just say "Let's go Mets," because it just flows. It just flows. But yeah, big Mets fan. Giants fan. Had a good season this year. Daniel Jones, I think he's the guy. A lot of people out there may not think that. I think he is. He proved it this year. And then we got I'm a Knicks fan. Let's go Knicks. RJ Barrett. Uh, Rangers fan. I don't follow the Rangers as my friend Tyler here, my co-host here, but let's go Rangers. And yeah, those are really the big teams that I follow. I like a couple other teams. I know Tyler's going to tell you his team that isn't a New York team, but I like the Tennessee Titans. They're a cool team. I'm a big Tampa Bay Rays fan whenever Longoria was over there. Love Mike Trout. Wouldn't consider myself an Angel fan, just a Mike Trout fan. Um, Me mostly big baseball guy, but football, and then I sprinkle in a little bit of sports here and there. So that's about me. What about you, Tyler?
Beautiful. Well, yeah, I mean, kind of the same as you, mostly with the New York sports teams. I tell my dad probably once a month, I say, why would you make me a New York sports fan? It hasn't been the greatest. They have their exciting times, but they have their down times. But I think we're on the up and coming for sure. Yeah,
The Jets look good, man. The Jets
yeah,
look good.
exactly. For baseball, I'm a Mets fan. Dad was a big Mets fan growing up, but I've also transitioned to equally a San Francisco Giants fan. My baseball position was a catcher, and Buster Posey was a big influence on me. I fell in love with Posey, fell in love with Brian Wilson from that 2010 World Series team, fell in love with Sandoval, the rest of the guys. So I definitely root for them. They're going to have a difficult year after losing out on guys like Arson Judge and Carlos Correa. Never forget them for their services. Yeah, definitely a Knicks fan too. Been rooting for them for always. Jets, that's what me and Cole different. Football, don't hate the Giants. Definitely a bigger Jets fan. They're a quarterback away. Hopefully, I'm hoping Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers are on their way to help. Realistically, it's probably going to be Jimmy G with one foot. But
Jimmy G with 1 foot. I'm dead.
yeah, and a huge Ranger fan. Definitely like what the future is looking like for them. Very young, up and coming team. And if we go even further down, college football, you might call me a front runner, but I'm an Alabama football fan. Been it for probably
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby, Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.
Probably been it for the last 10 years. My dad grew me up, probably the only good team he picked. He was a big Joe Namath fan who was on the Jets, originally went to Alabama. And, me and him have been enjoying some championships over the last decade or so. So that's it for sports teams for me.
Dude, roll tide. Real quick, Tyler made me an Alabama fan. Wasn't really into college sports, but it's one of those things where he started saying "Let's go Mets," and I was just like, "Dude, roll tide," and it just kind of started. The Lee Street Boys, the Allen Boys, we all kind of got behind it. So just quick side note: Lee Street Boys are the house that Tyler basically went to college with. Nine Allen Boys, we talk about it. My college boys, our roommates.
Yeah.
Um, but. Um, to kind of take a sidetrack to the Jets, you said they're a quarterback away. I really think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback. I think that's my pick, dude, for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's a pick. A lot of people complaining about, giving up draft picks for him. In this sense, I understand giving up one or two first round draft picks. I think is their rumored asking price. To give up two first round draft picks, I think I'm totally fine with that. Because if you think about it, those first round draft picks, you draft those players to be almost immediate, if not second year immediate, guys to help your team. And in my eyes, you trade away two draft picks. It's a strong draft this year, but I think you get Aaron Rodgers. He helps out immediately, goes with his old offensive coordinator buddy, Nathaniel Hackett, who the Jets just hired. I think he finds his old MVP form, and I think this could almost add to his legacy. He's got Tom Brady overshadowing, the six rings. I'm not saying he would be better than Brady, but I'm saying you go on a different team and you go win a ring for New York, who has been cursed in Super Bowl III. I think you build a name for
Uh,
yourself.
I mean, dude, you think about. I definitely agree. I mean, you have Brady. He has those six rings. Like I
Seven, actually.
genuinely
I
think,
forget. Sorry,
yeah,
just to cut
seven,
you.
seven.
He's got the Buccaneer one now
He's
too.
got seven with the Bucks. Yeah, you got, dude. Like he's Jordan for me. Whenever we talked about the GOAT debate between like Jordan and LeBron, like I always said Jordan because I thought Jordan was just the outright like best competitor. But then you look at Brady, dude. He's got those seven rings, and he won one at the year after he left. Like that's something special that not a lot of athletes can say, you know. And I mean, if Aaron Rodgers goes to New York and he wins them a title, that's like Cleveland going. That's like LeBron going back to Cleveland, you know.
Mhm.
So, and winning a title, that it would be definitely something to see. And like, listen, like we said, we're different sports, New York sports fans, but I don't hate on the Jets. I actually have a Brees Hall jersey in my closet right there because he was my fantasy guy this year until he bummed up his knee.
Elo,
But
yeah.
it's exciting for New York fans. I mean, listen, us the past at least 6 or 7 years with us with sports, they've just been terrible. All our
Yeah,
teams,
yeah. I
you
mean, you
know.
got you got two teams in each league, and I think the most they have to show for it is some title appearances, and the Giants took home two Super Bowls.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And but I think we're finally being blessed in our 20s going on now. Me being 23, you being 23 as well. I mean, I'm turning 24, you're turning 23. It's nice to see that the next 10 or so years that we might actually have good New York sports coming. So it's so nice to see, man.
Definitely, especially when most of the players on most of the teams now are basically the same age as us.
Yeah, look, dude, that is the scariest thing. When I see that Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts, who are literally in the league right now, are our age, they're
Yeah.
literally 23, 24. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, like, I wish my dad was taller. I wish I got some jeans. I'm like, man, like, why couldn't I get some nice jeans? Like we see, like, like our buddy Jack who's like 6'6". I'm like, dude, why couldn't you just give me like 4 inches? Like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
four.
exactly. It's
Come
just
on.
4 inches of height.
I'm
We'll be
not asking
fine.
for much. Not
Yeah,
asking for
exactly,
much.
exactly. 4 inches is not a lot, so we could figure
Yeah,
that
yeah.
out.
Dude, 4 inches not a lot. Two is not a lot either. Like,
No, not at all. Well,
dude,
I
not at
mean,
all.
we had something else planned, but how about we quickly switch over to the football topic while we're on the topic of Jets and Giants and
Good
just
idea.
talk about this last Sunday. What was that? A couple days ago of recording?
Yeah, a couple of days. Yeah. So we were recording on a Tuesday here. So this podcast is probably going to come out at the end of the week. So probably the fourth will come out. This is the January 31st. So the AFC Championship, Championship game run this past Sunday. And let me tell you, I think the NBA is rigged, man. The NBA's, I mean, the
NFL?
NFL's rigged. The NFL's rigged, dude. Nah, just a joke. I mean, Jason Kelsey literally said this in the Pat McAfee show earlier this week, and it's hilarious because you think about it, like both these guys are brothers. They They start a podcast just like how we're starting a podcast now. Earlier in the
Maybe
beginning of
maybe
the
we'll be in the
football
Super Bowl
season.
next year. Maybe.
Yeah, dude, maybe we will be the announcers at the Super Bowl. You're
Maybe.
doing play-by-play. I'm doing color commentary, but
Okay.
my color's just like they're wearing blue jerseys and he's wearing red.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. But I was really excited to see that the Chiefs and Bengals game was really good, even though a lot of people were saying that the referees kind of just threw the game for the Bengals. I think that last play at the end where he kind of got the roughing the passer at the end of that play when Mahomes was running, I, I think that was the right call. Because if it was the other way around, I think the Bengals would have wanted that call against
Hmm.
Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm excited to see Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I would like to see them win another one. I mean, I'm a Giants fan. I hate the Eagles, but I really do respect that team. I'm not gonna lie. Jason Kelsey, their center, dude, he is a funny dude, and he grinds every single day.
Yeah.
And that quarterback over there, Jalen Hurts, is Tyler. What is it?
I'm gonna say Roll Tide. Definitely controversial. People say he's an Oklahoma quarterback. He was at Alabama longer, and he won a national championship at Alabama. I'm gonna go with he's an Alabama quarterback.
Dude,
Anywho,
he's an Alabama quarterback. He's an
yeah,
Alabama quarterback.
100%. But yeah, I mean, I agree that it's good that the second game was better because that first game had the potential to really be the better of the two games almost. Unfortunately, Brock Purdy, I think like his first or second offensive play, comes out now that he tore his UCL, almost like getting a second opinion for Tommy John. Sounds like baseball.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, tears his UCL. They got to bring in the backup, Josh Johnson, who's been on like 14 different teams up until this point. Their fourth
Dude, I've
quarterback this year.
never even heard of this guy, and he comes in. I thought it was like Joe Johnson, the basketball player that used to play on
Yeah,
the
who's also been
the
everywhere.
Nets. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally. I was like, Joe Johnson, the Nets player.
yeah. No, I know it was crazy because I know. Just Josh Johnson had some stints with the Jets. I think this was his second or even third stint with the 49ers. He's just a practice squad slash backup seasoned veteran that's made his way around, and he gets his big call in the NFC Championship game. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the Eagles, but I don't even think they played at their full potential in that game. I mean, they really didn't have to.
Dude, I don't think so either. That's what's scary.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone's saying that the Eagles had an easy path, but it's not their fault, and they've also been blowing out teams. They played the Giants, and it seemed like you blinked. It was like 28-0, 24-28-0 against the Giants, who have all season had a pretty good defense. Purdy goes down. I know Josh Johnson had the costly fumble, put them basically right back in scoring range right off the bat. But yeah, I think the Eagles are a scary team. Um, and I think they'll definitely have their work cut out for them though with the Chiefs. Chiefs are the more experienced team, I would say. I know the Eagles won theirs a few years ago. I think it was 2017.
2017, yeah.
Yeah, and then now the Chiefs are here again. Got Jalen Hurts second season. But Mahomes, I mean, Mahomes on one leg and all, he still shows that he can throw it behind his back, lefty. He'll do whatever
Dude,
it takes to get
he's
it done.
absurd. He's on one leg and he's better than half the quarterbacks in this league. One leg.
Yeah, I'd take him for any New York team right now, for sure on
That's what
one
I'm
leg.
saying, dude. If he's on any team, it's absurd.
Yeah, and even that whole Chiefs team, I mean, Travis Kelce was battling with his banged up back. They were down a couple receivers here and there. That was just a gutsy performance. And yeah, I agree that that late hit call was the right one. I think what gets everyone else mad was the other calls before that, giving the Chiefs another third down, calling questionable pass interference. Joe Burrow got hit a couple drives before. They didn't
Yeah.
call the late hit on him. So it did seem, I know what you're talking to when Kelsey was on the McAfee show and he said, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
scripted.
He
It
was
seems
like
scripted."
he's like this is scripted. But dude,
Yeah,
like legitimately, if you were to script like if the NFL was actually scripted, right? Dude, it's impossible.
impossible.
Everybody would have to be quiet. The amount of people that would have to be in on it
Yeah.
and the amount of money that would have to be spread around to people to not talk, it's not possible.
It's too much. I know they've had in the past like an NBA scandal where some referees were like definitely in favor of certain teams. I think there could be refs who maybe do want to favor the Chiefs because that is more of a stupid. That could be their own thing. I don't think there's this whole elaborate scheme of money. Like you said, there is way too much personnel, way too much media, way too many people involved. You would not be making a profit at that point as
No.
an organization. I know they make a lot of money. The NFL, you wouldn't be making any money.
Yeah, and especially too, I mean, in that earlier game we talked about how Brock Purdy got hurt. That if he didn't get hurt, that game would have been so much closer, in my opinion. I thought he was a good quarterback, and that 49ers team is super, super talented. I mean, within the first couple of plays, I think it was Nick Bosa and
Mhm.
who's the other captain on the team that's like
Fred
the
Warner, the
linebacker. Yeah,
linebacker.
Fred Warner, he also got hurt within the first like 40 seconds of the game I was watching, and then
Mhm.
they both were on the sidelines like looking at the medical team. So you got to think after that they weren't even at 100%. So and then you lose your starting quarterback at that point too. I mean,
Yeah.
it was their third string starting quarterback, but he played very freaking well.
Yeah, exactly.
7-0 the whole season and up until going up against the Eagles.
Mhm.
So I think the Eagles won fair and square. They proved that they're a good team. I mean, dude, I just pulled up your roster when you were talking about it. Like they have like a Pro Bowl or like first team all
All
football,
pro.
whatever, all
Yeah, all
pro, yeah, they
pro.
call it, yeah. At every position, dude. Like at cornerback, they have Slay. I mean, their
Mhm.
number one receiver, AJ Brown, who's like ungodly.
Yeah.
Their D lineman, they have, I think this Fletcher Cox, right?
Fletcher Cox is there. Yep.
He,
They even
dude,
have
he's a
Hassan Reddick,
stud.
another Hassan
Yeah,
Reddick
Hassan
coming
Red.
off the edge.
Yeah, dude, they just have like every position they have is somebody who's really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's just impossible for anybody to think that they just played, lesser talented teams. That's why that they aren't that good. Listen, they're set up. They have made trades that they're even going to be set up for the years to come. They have
Oh
so many
yeah.
draft picks that they're going to just be able to get better and better and better. They
Oh
picked
yeah.
Jalen Hurts in the second round, and he's acting like a number one overall quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. I
So
mean, yeah, I would hate to take anything away from the Eagles. I'm not saying they didn't deserve it either. Because both those rosters are so talented and so put together that I think you or me, a quarterback of either of those teams, could have been fine. You know,
yeah,
um, but yeah, the Eagles have an all-around good roster. They got four Alabama guys, which
yeah,
definitely
they do.
helps.
Roll Tide, roll Tide.
Roll Tide, but yeah, I mean those games are crazy. I mean, it's hard to even pick who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. I don't even think either team has played to their full potential yet, honestly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, personally, I think this is one of the first Super Bowls in a while where we got two of the best teams in the NFL. I mean, going into the year, nobody on paper thought the Eagles were going to be like outstanding. I mean, on paper they looked all
Good,
right,
but not
but like
15-1 and the
yeah,
one
not
seed.
15. Yeah, literally. And then the Chiefs, everybody was going in saying they were the worst team in that division.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think I was listening to the New Heights podcast. They had Patrick Mahomes on,
yeah. Shout
and
out
Mahomes
Kelsey
had
brothers. Get us on the next
dude, yeah,
episode.
please, that would be crazy. If listen, we gotta get this up and running
Yeah,
first,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure,
But
sure, sure.
down the line, they're the number one sports broadcast podcast in America. So
For a reason, they're
yeah,
good.
exactly. But yeah, they had Kelsey had Mahomes on a couple of weeks back, and they said in the beginning of the season they like were hearing all the chatter going on that basically their team sucked. They were like, our receivers are terrible. They're all
Yeah,
backups. And like Mahomes like turns to Kelsey and he's like, dude, like we got some dogs out here. Like these guys can play.
yeah,
And they showed it, dude. Like Juju going out there. They have Pacheco, who's their
yeah.
running back,
The
who's an
rookie running
absolute
back.
stud as a running back. And
Yeah.
even he was like their one of their number one options. The guy
Mhm.
McCann
McKinnon,
or
Jerry McKinnon, at the end of the
Yeah.
year. Yeah,
Yeah, he's also very, very good.
yeah, he
Um, you
bounced
know,
around the league a lot, and they fit him into the scheme at the end of the year, and I think he had like 9 receiving touchdowns or 10 even as a running back.
as a running back, which is crazy. And then you're not even talking about like their first rounder, like Clyde Hilaire, who I think was hurt most of the season.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then you lost Tyreek.
yeah. And the
But
craziest part, sorry to cut you off, but the craziest part about the Tyreek and the Mahomes is Mahomes had his best year ever as a quarterback, and Tyreek had his best year ever as a wide receiver. The first
dude,
year that they got traded.
that just shows that both those guys are super talented. Super
Just
talented.
legit talent. I mean, the Chiefs never have had a great defense. It's always can just hold its own, but you know,
Yep.
Mahomes can always fight back in the game. And with Travis Kelsey, you can't really guard Travis Kelsey. No one's really
Dude, you
big enough.
can't. You see him run routes, dude. It's crazy. Like him compared to Gronk. Like
Hmm.
Gronk was like really good at route running, good at blocking, but like it's like Travis does it with just a little bit more swagger. Like I don't know what it is, but if
Hmm.
you watch both, like you watch Travis out there, like even his touchdown dances, he's like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You know, he
He's like a little more smooth with it. Like Gronk had
exactly.
his
Yeah,
big elbow guard on or whatever, and he was clunky.
yeah,
He was good. He was definitely as
yeah.
good. You know,
He was
if he,
Gronky. He
yeah,
was
he was
Gronky.
he was Gronky. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, no, but yeah,
I'm
it.
excited for the Super Bowl, man. I mean, my prediction is I think the Chiefs are gonna win. Like we talked about the GOAT debate before. We talked about how we think it's Brady. I think if Mahomes or it is Brady, but if
Yeah,
Mahomes he's on this trajectory right now,
yeah,
that dude, it could be him. It could be him.
yeah.
As Joe
That's
Burrow said, I'm him. I'm him. I'm him.
exactly. Because I think Mahomes was on the good path. Brady and the Buccaneers halted that for a little bit.
They did.
Mahomes beats Brady in that Super Bowl. He's on a great trajectory. Halted a little bit. I think he's got a shot for sure, but he's got to pick up the pace a little bit here, Mahomes.
Yeah.
As I say that after he's been to like five straight AFC
I mean, dude,
championships.
he's literally only 26 years old.
No, I know,
He's
and
26.
this is his third Super Bowl, right? He's won one, lost the Bucks, and now this is his third Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
he's won one, so it's his third Super Bowl. I mean, think about it. He's 26 years old. Brady's how old?
I
Like
think he's
42?
44, 40. No, I think he's older. I think he's 44, 45.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's definitely 44. I mean, he's got another 20 years there to play, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
He Yeah, so I mean, think about that. He just wins another like four in the next, you know, 20 years. Could be something special. I mean, I think I saw the stats. He has like some of the best stats
Hmm.
like all time already, and he's only been in the playoffs for 6 years. He's been in the league for 6 years, and I
Yeah,
think he has a bunch. I think he was like first in like PPR. He's like first in quarterback rating. Like
yeah.
like he's like number one in all these
No, I know.
categories.
There was a lot of stats there that like he is, if not first, he's close to breaking a lot
Yeah,
of records, and he's probably had like at least five or six less games than like Brady and some of those other guys. So his
yeah.
offense is something to be scared about, and I think the Eagles will have a tough test. I think I'm going to go the Eagles pull it out just to be on the other
Hey,
side.
play a little devil's advocate there. You know, it's not that
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, exactly. I'll be me and Taylor will be at your house for the Super Bowl, so we'll be able to watch on.
Dude, food there gonna be crazy.
Carl's house is always a big Super Bowl spot, or his parents. They host a lovely Super Bowl party every year. They pack out that house,
Oh yeah, we
and
do. We pack
yeah,
it out.
your dad running the Super Bowl squares again.
Oh, we're doing the Super Bowl squares. We're doing the boxes, baby. Come on, it can't
I
be
don't.
Super Bowl without a little gambling, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever won one of those. I think the closest I came was end of the game, Chiefs and Niners. When I was at your house, and I had the right score or the right numbers for each, and I forgot the running back at the time for the Chiefs. I don't think it was Alaria. It might have been whoever it was. He ran for a touchdown with like 3 minutes left, and
Was it Kareem Hunt?
not for the Chiefs. Was it?
Yeah, he was on the Chiefs for a little bit.
Was he? Well, I don't
I
know
think
who it
so.
was. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
But all right, let's move on to the next topic here, Tyler. So let's talk about, we'll switch it up a little bit, kind of continuing to know us. What's your favorite like drink when you go out?
Favorite drink when I go out?
Yeah, night out at the bar, you go up to the bartender, she's super sexy, I mean a guy, of course.
Of
And
course.
because he has a girlfriend, he has a girlfriend.
Yes.
What is your go-to drink?
Uh, I'm a big tequila guy, so I'm going straight tequila seltzer. Well, or tequila soda, which I've learned recently, thanks to some people, is the same thing. I always thought I always thought tequila soda was like they give you Sprite or something, and I wanted seltzer because I didn't really want the sugar in the soda. I think I learned this last New Year's Eve. I kept saying seltzer. Someone's like, "Why don't you just say soda?" I'm like, "I don't want the sugar. I don't want the soda." And it says the same thing. I said, "Let me test your theory." So I ordered one of each, same exact drink. So I
Dude,
have now learned.
dude, I'm dead, man. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, like, I get it, man. I get it. Because, like, you think, like, seltzer and, like, it's seltzer water. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not seltzer water or seltzer soda, but it's also called club soda, which, honestly, terrible branding. They should just
awful.
stick with seltzer. They shouldn't call it club soda. They shouldn't call it, um, club or sparkling water, but whatever it is, like
Yeah,
just call it seltzer. That's what it is. Like you don't call
true.
Coke Pepsi, you know,
No, you
even though
don't.
it's the same thing.
No,
Call
yeah,
it Coke.
you should get a more exact name. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. Your favorite go-to drink, because unfortunately our free Zoom is running out of time.
Our free Zoom is running out of time. Hey, listen, if you guys listen, you'll be able to hear us for longer. We'll go like an hour and 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, you support the show,
Um,
we'll be able to make some more money for the upgraded edition.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, anyway, so definitely like college, it was a tequila sunrise, like me and Dan K. We literally would destroy those things. Like I think we would go up to the bar and we would order two, not for anybody else, for
Yourselves.
ourselves. On the
Yes.
dance floor, holding both
Greedy.
cups in the air, I'm swaying my hips back and forth, just like
Very
getting
Shakira like.
lit with
Yep.
the boys. Yeah, little Shakira action. My hips don't lie.
They're not
They don't
lying.
lie. And yeah, that's definitely was my go-to. I would say I've calmed down a little bit. I don't want those crazy hangovers because in college I used to not get hungover at all, and then all of a sudden I turned 22, and then I have terrible hangovers.
I
So,
feel you in that, man. We're getting old.
dude, we're getting so old. It's ridiculous. Like you think about it, like I'm closer to 50 than
It's not how that
than I
works.
am. Yeah, I mean,
Then to
definitely
what, being
math's off,
born?
but I feel like I'm closer to 50,
Close
bro.
at 50 to being born?
Yeah,
No.
dude. Oh, it's scary. It's scary. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say my go-to now is kind of just like you, either a tequila soda or a vodka soda with a splash of lime. For a little bit, I was doing vodka Sprite with
Mhm.
a splash of lime juice, which is also really, really good.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's the go-to right there. I mean, listen, I like going out. It's a fun time. Me and you like having a good time.
of course.
Definitely down the road on these podcasts, we'll have to do one where we just talk about just stories about us going out.
100%.
Um, yeah, dude, you have to come to Farmingdale soon with us. Maybe when you come over for Super Bowl, maybe that Saturday night we can go out.
Maybe that
But
might be the plan. Yeah, let me know if you're off from work. I think me and Taylor might come down that day. So
I get off of work at like 6 p.m. that day. So
prime pregame
yeah,
time.
prime pregame time. So,
Perfect.
there's a speakeasy. We've been going out to Farmingdale a lot. Anybody who's not from Long Island, I am a huge Patchogue fan. So, I used to go to Patchogue all the time. Past like 2 or 3 months, I've been hitting up Farmingdale, and honestly, it's the same kind of vibes. It's a little, in my personal opinion, you don't get as ratchet as people. You do in
Jeez.
Farmingdale
Jeez.
as you
Yeah,
do in
good plan for the
Patchogue.
podcast. So calling out people right off the rip. I love it.
Listen, man. I'm calling people out. I'm sorry. Like that's just how I feel it is. And Farmdale super nice. There's a speakeasy there, which is like super cool. You go down, you open like a bookshelf, and you
No
walk into
way.
the bookshelf, and you go walk down the stairs, and it's
Uh-huh.
like literally like a Roaring Twenties themed like bar. They got like old time jazz playing. It's so cool. Like we went there, and they had a live performer
Mhm.
playing jazz, and they actually had this lady who like was going to Nashville to perform, and she stopped in for the night, and she killed it, dude. Like one of the best
Nice.
performances I've ever seen. I was only there for 15 minutes, and like she was good, dude.
Yeah.
um but yeah, definitely got to bring you out next time you go down. So I think that's the spot. And then you go to Nutty Irishman. They got a live
Shout
band
out.
going on. Shout out Nutty Irishman. They're a great time.
Mhm.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, man, that's great to hear. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're running low on time here.
I
So
know
I
we
think
got we got 4 minutes left. What's the next topic, baby?
I was gonna wrap it up. I don't know if we have time for next topic.
Dude, I think we do. We got 4 minutes. I think we bang out the celebrity crushes.
All right, let's go celebrity crushes. We'll go rapid fire. We got girls and guys list. Full disclaimer, my guys list has a lot more. All right, girls. I got Scarlett Johansson. I got Jennifer Lawrence, Mila Kunis, Florence Pugh, and the
Oh,
new
Mila
addition,
Kunis.
yeah, Margot Robbie. Uh,
Oh, Margot Robbie, baby.
Guys, I got Ryan the Rocket Ship Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, Henrik Lundqvist, Chris Hemsworth, and Bradley Cooper. Honorable mentions: Hugh Jackman, Harry Styles.
Dude, that's good. That's good. We have similar tastes, but I knew how you were gonna go, so I did go in a little bit of a different direction here.
Okay.
So my girls list, top of the charts, a little bit different, but I'm going with Zendaya, number one.
Wow.
I don't know why, dude. She just hits different sometimes. And then we got my girl Anna De Arma, dude. She is honestly one of the most beautiful girls. She looks just like Marilyn Monroe. She was actually in a movie with that she played Marilyn Monroe called
Mhm.
Blonde. That's out on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet though, but she looks bad.
Yeah.
Um, right after that, I got Florence Pugh. I got Haley Steinfeld and OG Selena Gomez. Not like current Selena Gomez,
What you got
but
against
like
current Selena Gomez? Nah, she's still
not
looking
not
good.
not nothing against because she still looked great. But like I'm talking about like right when she like turned the leaf over from like Disney girl
Oh,
to
sure,
like
sure,
you
sure.
know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay,
Like
yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
like not to like I mean obviously when I was like the same age watching Wizard of Waverly Place, like she was a smoke. But like,
Yes, yes, yes.
when she turned from like Disney like, actress to like pop star,
I see
like,
what you're saying.
you know,
Gotcha. Yes,
she was bad, dude. She was bad. And then my guys list, I got Ryan Reynolds up there. I mean, he's the man, dude. Like
yes.
he's hilarious. I got Post Malone. I don't think he's very sexy, but I fucking love the way that man sings, dude.
He's got personality too.
He's got a great personality. Dude, I just want to chug a Bud Light with that man, you
Fair.
know? And then I got Tom Holland, Chris Evans, and Pete Alonso, baby. Pete Alonso.
Wow, the polar bear.
I love the polar bear, man. That sometimes that big boy love,
I love it, man.
you gotta love him.
I love it. I love
But
it.
those are my celebrity crushes, dude. And I think our both our mixes are just a little bit about like the type of pop culture we like.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
I think that's a lot that'll come to the table as more we talk about on this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Carl said it perfectly as a nice little unfortunate wrap up here as we kind of wind down. Hopefully, you guys so far have enjoyed episode number one. Carl hinted to at the beginning, we'll be all over the place. We have our scripts, we have our ideas, but we'll be jumping here and there. We just wanted to start off, kind of let you guys who don't know us get to know a little more about us, and share our little sports expert opinions. Obviously, we're trained professionals. And we'll go a little further along. We'll talk more next time in the future, more current sports news. We got the World Baseball Classic coming up again this year. A lot of nice new Marvel projects coming out. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Two-man podcast. Two man, too good.
Yes, exactly. Two man, too good. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, we'll post these on Spotify, Apple Music. Maybe down the road we'll do the video recordings of YouTube. We'll see how that goes. And definitely follow the show, TikTok and Instagram at the Two Man Podcast. That is the with the number 2 man podcast. All right,
Let's go,
guys.
baby. Two
Yes.
man,
Thank you guys again. Hope you guys
two man.
enjoyed.
And the clip, Tyler, and the clip.
Feel free to come out with any comments you guys have. Peace.